Hello everyone, this is going to be a shorter video, so we're just going to go with the ifs add-on for different statements. I only have two of them right here, but we'll see that you can essentially add on an if to previous formulas as well. So we already know that average will give us the average of these numbers, not counting the 0 and the 2 because those aren't being counted because I'm not using average A. And I wind up getting 34.2. Now, average if, much like how it sounds, is, it will average something, but only if they meet a criteria. So the first things first is I need to grab my range, and then my second thing is my criteria. So if I say, quote, greater than or equal to 30, I am only going to grab the things that are in this that are greater than or equal to 30, meaning the 32 and the 76, because the 15, the 24, and the two texts that count as 0 are all less than 30. So if I hit enter, I get 54. And just to prove that point, let me just do an equal average of these two guys, because in theory those are the only two guys that got picked. And yes, it's 54. And same thing with count. So count, because I'm just using normal count, oops, that should be an equal, not a plus. Equal count should have all of these guys, and it will give me 5, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were numbers. I did not use a count A. So if I do a count if, I can grab myself a range, once again, but this time give it a criteria. So I can put in quotes, I don't know, greater than, I'll do the same thing, greater than or equal to 30. And only 2 of these numbers were greater than or equal to 30. And yes, you do need the quotes. If you don't have the quotes, even though it's not a string, it'll give you this error and say, I don't understand what's happening here. So yes, you do in fact need the quotes. And at the same time, you don't have to use math. You can also search for just simple strings. You can search for a 0. But you see, there it is. We can search for the word 0, and it'll give us 1, because one of those was a 0. And like always, if I switch this to, literally the letter 0, sorry, the number 0, that becomes, a 0 as well, because none of these have the text, specifically the text of 0. I'll do the same thing with a 2. There's the 2, there's 1, 2. But the minute I switch this to a actual 2, this count becomes 0. And the astute of you also noticed that I could in fact do equal average ifs. And yes, I could have an average range, then comma, criteria range 1, then comma, criteria 2, so on and so forth. And same thing with, count ifs as well, which is criteria range 1, criteria 1, so on and so forth. We're not going to be doing those in this class, but just let you know they do exist. So, yeah, much like your normal formulas and your all formulas, you'll also have if formulas. If can be an attachment that is added on to other pre-existing formulas. And that concludes this video. In the next video, we're going to be going over stuff that you might not have an actual word to use. So we're going to have to think about those a little bit more rigidly and have to do some more math in our heads, or a calculator. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. You have a great day.